When in Toronto, Lorna invites you to be a part of her live studio audience. Email tickets at contextwithlorna.com or call 416-599-9777 for more information. Come and join the conversation.
Well, before the break, we asked the question, should the retirement age be raised from 65 to 67 for the Old Age Security Program? And here's how the audience voted. Almost 2/3 said no, don't touch it. So for our TV viewers, send us your answers to the addresses on the screen. And now, esteemed Canadian Jean Vanier on aging with grace and coming to terms with weakness.
Life comes from the recognition that I can't do it on my own, that I need help. And I cry out for help. That to say, we need a savior. But not a savior who's going to give me necessarily power, but who's going to reveal to me my real identity is not being a Canadian Catholic, but being just myself, and that I'm loved by God. So, what are the experiences that make us realize that we're not all powerful and that we're not God? So it's the experience of my poverty, or it's like when Pauline was angry and she had to discover the magic words. I need your help. Then I need friendship. I need community. I need church. I need God. So it's the touching of our impuissance, our powerlessness. It's when we touch our powerlessness that I need your help. And then we discover that fragility, weakness is not an evil, but it can be and should become the place where I can meet people. The strength, the beauty of human beings is that we are capable of doing beautiful things, but we're also capable of realizing that we need help.
Well, our next guests, Peter Cook and Barbara Burnett, run Seniors for Seniors, a business that offers services to enable seniors to remain independent as long as possible in their own homes. And in 2011, they held a contest to identify elderly Canadians in special need of extra help. And you guys, that contest just caught my imagination. I thought you did a beautiful job. Thank you. Thank you. Tell us what you heard. What all came in as entrants? What does living below the poverty line look like?
Awful. I mean, we had so many situations that just cried out for assistance. And, but the nice thing of it, though, is we had so many donors. We got swamped with people willing to donate. Because
the deal was you started a lottery, really, to say, yeah, explain how it worked.
Okay, so we had so many calls coming in to our office where people really had no funds and were really on the edge. And I figured, how can I help these people out? There's no charity for seniors that I know of. And I thought, well, why don't I give $1,000 a month to 2 separate individuals for a year to give them a leg up? And that's how how I selected those people was all the not-for-profits who call on seniors all day, home care providers, healthcare providers, recommend people who need assistance.
Barbara, tell us what kind of needs, though, you were finding. When Peter says a leg up, I mean, they were making life and death decisions with what to do with their money.
It broke your heart. Broke your heart, Lorna, some of the submissions that were made to us.
One of the winners, for instance, their power is going to be cut off. Mm-hmm. Their heating was going to be cut off. Their phone was cut off, which I didn't know. And they were really substituting. They couldn't. One fellow who was one of the winners could not afford the dispensing fees for his meds.
$48 a month.
And they were deciding between hydro or phone and medications. Yeah. All these kinds of.
Exactly.
Okay, you have got this whole network going where you're helping seniors that are a little younger help seniors that are a little bit older. You believe we've got a huge untapped resource here. Explain what you mean.
Well, what happens is our workers. We call them junior seniors, are like 60 years of age, and they're a totally wonderful group of people who are unemployable simply because of their age.
At 60 already, they feel unemployable.
At 40.
At 40, at 50. Now, you have to be 50 years of age and above to work with us.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what happened 17 years ago, or 27 years ago? I thought there must be a vast untapped resource to assist those who are really old but not sick. Because if you're old but not ill, you're not covered by Medicare and stuff like that. So I thought I'd match the two together, and that's what happened.
So these people, your junior seniors, are getting paid.
Everywhere else they're discriminated against. We're the only employer, as far as I know, who welcomes 60-year-olds to work.
Mm-hmm. Well, Walmart, if you want to be a greeter at Walmart, but we just read that stopped that. They're no longer hiring greeters at Walmart, for heaven's sake.
So it's nice in that they have an alternative for us, and we pay a pretty decent wage. But, you know, we get 100 calls a week in our Toronto office alone, people looking for work.
That are seniors.
That are seniors.
Well, some are too young.
25% of our workers are in the 70s, 50% are in their 60s, and 25% are in their 50s. So 25% of our workers are in their 70s. And we have people working for us who just do it because they want something to do, they're bored. Unfortunately, some of them need it to pay the rent.
A lot of our folks come from the caring professions, Lorna. Retired nurses, registered practical nurses, the older PSWs. We have retired paramedics, retired social workers, lovely retired teachers, pastors.
Bell Canada retirees.
Seniors for seniors. Thank you very much for showing us the need. Thank you.
What a pleasure. Thank you, Lorna.
Thank you. All right, now we want to find out what you're doing in our studio audience to prepare for retirement. And we've got someone in the back there, Maureen.
Hi, my husband and I are making it a priority to pay off our mortgage, and each year we contribute the maximum we can to our RSPs.
Okay, very good. And I'm just going to ask you to pass the microphone across the aisle, because I've asked for another comment from our studio audience. This one happens. I do my homework at home a lot, and Vern and I have talked a lot about this question of what are we doing to prepare for retirement. Honey, you want to answer this one?
Glad to. I think it's really important to save in an automated and planned way, like was mentioned. It's tough to put it away, so it's a lot easier when it comes straight from your paycheck or through an automated savings plan.
So that's where our money's been going, I guess, eh? Huh?
Words out.
Words out, thank you. Well, coming up, one couple's story of discovering maximum meaning and purpose in retirement.